Welcome back to some Railbound. I'm dear darling, and enjoy the ride as we make connections and travel the world together. I'm sorry, I can't even read it. Apparently I can't read. It's just I've just got a notepad in front of me just saying like what's in the intro, and I can't even read it. Anyway, 311A. At least I can solve puzzles probably better than I can read off a teleprompter. But let's see what we're doing here. I always forget the controls every single time I play. Right, so we need to get out, and it will probably come back in like. Oh, that doesn't really make sense, does it? Probably what you'll do... Actually, hold on. I'm not even sure. It seems obvious to want to do this. But then we want you to get out of there somehow. So maybe we have you turn off? No, you crash. Why do we want that? Too dark. Maybe two cars crash in the middle of a tunnel. Oh, there you go. What conceptually do we need to do? We need to conceptually, we want you just to go across. Can you get out of the way in time if you just go across? No. So you have to delay time or something. Now, what do we do from here, though? I don't know what the heck this is. So this will go like this. That goes down, that crashes. Okay, wait, hold on. Why am I sending you into the same thing? How else can I delay time? Not like that. Well, this has got them delayed, but it's not really what I want. That almost works. It doesn't quite work though. I'm not even sure conceptually what we have to do. We had to have one hit the button, two needs to come out, then one needs to go back in. I'm not really sure how we use the tunnels to our advantage though, so that's probably the key takeaway is figuring out how the tunnels are used. Because we can't have a straight line going across, because the second train can't really go out, can't get out of the way in time, unless we have a way to delay one. I don't know why we would do it like this, but I guess it's somewhat evocative in some sense of a word. I'm not even sure. Hold on. Maybe it's easier if we see what 311 was based off of. Going into a tunnel and reversing out again. That's interesting. So how does this apply to 311A then? Presumably, we want you just to come out and do this. But you don't have enough time to do that. So with these two rails, we need to somehow give you time. What the heck is this even? Well, you get out of the way, you go that way. And then if we can turn you around, then maybe this is okay? I mean, this is kind of cool. Because now we've got you in order, we just need one more rail to send you out that way. Actually, if we send you out that way, then you're gonna, number 2 is gonna come out that way as well. Surprisingly difficult this, hey? I don't know why we would do this. Maybe the key is to not hit the button immediately, like I'm doing right now. Maybe we want to do something absolutely crazy. Right now I'm just sort of trying whatever just to see what sticks. But it'd be cool if we could get you, instead of looping. Oh god, I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me. Hold on. We have a lot of random space here, which I think is the most interesting part about this. I feel like we have to use it somehow. It feels clear to me that has to be something we do. And it feels like to me it should turn around at some point, basically. But we don't have a lot of track to really make that work. It's like we need one more track, which, you know, puzzle games are very good at giving you that feeling. Well, I think some of the best puzzles in puzzle games are ones where it gives you a feeling where, like, I need one more thing to make this work. But really you don't. You just got to think about it better. It's a bit annoying we can't do like a 4-way intersection thing. This is highly unhelpful. I just keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different to happen. Of course nothing does, but... the thing we need to think about is how we're actually going to get train to anywhere. Because any track we lead into train into the station here is inherently... no, it's not inherently going to be something that train 2 takes. Actually, is it? There's not many ways we can actually put a track here. Either this is a straight track, which means that B will have to ride it anyway, or it'll be a track like this. But if it's a track like this, then number 1 can never, or train 1 can never get into the finish zone, right? Because it will always come up here and take the turn away. So it has to be... so basically, okay, that's an interesting thing to think about. The track that train 1 takes has to be in some way... it has to end with the start of whatever track train 2 takes. I don't really know what to do with that information because that's so high level that it's really hard to make any conclusions from it. But we know it has to... we have to have 2 things converging, probably. Or we have to have at least 1 thing converging into it. And both trains have to ride that same track. I wonder if this is meant to just be like a... what now? What am I even doing? It's so annoying. I need 1 more track. It feels like I need 1 more track, but I probably don't. I don't really know where I can take this track from, though. Not anywhere from this setup, so... so these tracks are almost essentially guaranteed, unless this track is not guaranteed. No, it has to be guaranteed because it has to pass through. So these 5 tracks, by default, must be things I put down. Unless the tunnel is a trick. So where does this other track go? It has to be like this, somehow, in some form. My hunch is... well, my hunch is basically we want to send both trains through the track and then turn them around. I don't think we can turn around in 1 track, unfortunately, though. But this is basically the concept I have. Oh no, because we need to send you both into the same track, don't we? Now I think about it. But we can't do it like this because then you crash. So we need to somehow delay 1 more moment, which is not possible. Or we make you delay your moment and... what? I mean, this is certainly quite evocative. I don't really know evocative of what, per se, but... maybe you don't hit that immediately, then. But when do you hit it if you don't hit it immediately? You have to hit it at some point. And I don't think we have enough track to do something like this instead. Once you go on this track, there's no way for you to turn around. So you have to turn around at some point. But the thing is, this just doesn't work. Because that makes them crash together. So it needs to be like this. How is this even possible? This feels like a surprisingly impossible level, despite the fact it obviously isn't. It's a regression before the... mean again. I almost feel like I've tried every combination of things, which definitively must be false. It'd be like nice if we could do that and then have it turn into the track. I feel like this must be close then. Because it's kind of right conceptually, isn't it? But doing it that way is not enough time. So we've got to do this. Gosh, what can we do about this? Like, what does this even mean? What have I done here? We don't want them to crash in a tunnel. So why am I making them crash in a tunnel? I'm sort of just trying every combination of things until it works. How did that work? I don't think like, hold on, get me back on that level. I don't feel like I earned that victory. I was just, that was a trial by exhaustion. I was like, this has to be where the tracks go, but how does this work? So we send 1 upwards, and then, right, instead of sending 2 down into the tunnel, we delay it, send it to send upwards. I think the crux here is this little turn here, this S turn laid on top of a straight track. It means that number 1 can take a turn from the bottom outwards like this, but number 2 can take the S track off the entire thing. So if anything, hold on, we don't even need that, do we? We can just do this. Oh, okay. Interesting. This is surprisingly a minimalist solution. Like, this solution is far easier than I expected it to be. What's the main takeaway from this? I mean, if I were to solve this properly, I feel like the way I would think I would derive the answer is the idea that we know 1 has to delay some time to get 2 out, and then we need to have a path that 2 can take which delays time, but 1 does not delay 1. So I guess that probably leads to the assumption that 1 needs to go into the tunnel and immediately come out of the tunnel, and then the question becomes, how can we lay a track on top of that such that 2 can delay time? And we know that. And probably the easiest way to do that is to delay a little bit of time and send 2 down the same track that 1 took. I don't know why this took me so long to see, actually. It seems surprisingly simple. I don't know, it's actually quite a neat solution. I very much felt like I literally stumbled into the answer more than like any other puzzle level I've ever solved before. I basically just got the answer just by trial and error, if anything. Okay, so we need the button open before you come out. So what's this going to do? Ah, but you can't hit the button again. Right, so we need 1 to hit the button twice, and then we need 1 to do this, hit the button, come round again, turn off into the thing, right? This is the way for the button to get hit twice, and then it'll get stopped here. 2 will do it. And then, okay, so we do this. But we probably had to do something for 1 to hit the button twice as well. I don't know how many tracks we got left, but... Okay, then number 1 needs to hit this button twice too. Somehow. What? Then 1, turn around. And come back. No, that's going to go backwards. It's like I need another track. Oh, I guess I could have done this track a bit closer. It doesn't need to be that far away, right? And then we get another track like this. Okay, that one I actually felt like I reasoned out the answer. But this one, it feels a lot more restrictive what you have to do. It feels quite telegraphed because it's like there's literally nothing else you can do except for this combination of things. Oh, that almost crashed. Okay. I was very worried there for a sec that it was going to crash, but luckily it didn't. See, that felt like an earned victory, puzzle-wise. I think that redeems the other one. Southbound, complete all the bonus levels in World 3. So now we're into World 4, where I assume we're going to get another mechanic introduced to us. Right, so this I assume switches tracks. Interesting. Okay. This is just a tutorial level, so of course it's not going to be all too difficult. Just illustrating for us exactly what the premise of this new mechanic is. And I see this immediately getting very, very complicated. We should always be wary, I'm saying this immediately, whenever we get a space of 4, it wants a turnaround, almost certainly. So it's going to be like this, you get turned around, then 1 gets to go, then 2 meets it afterwards by joining over the turnaround track. So this will turn around, it will go upwards. What? Isn't this? No, this will turn it. This needs another turnaround? What? Yeah, like this. Okay, there we go. Is the music no? What a cute little level design. Yeah, okay, so I mean, the tutorial level is always quite self-explanatory because there's not really much else you can do. It's sort of like you do this, then I'm not sure what the point of a double turnaround is now, look at it, but I mean, the only way we can get to that side is by, hold on. Ah, we don't have enough tracks to do a full turnaround, I see. So we had to do this probably. And it will rapidly switch back and forth. This feels like it should be a tutorial level, that one. I like it, feels like it should come a bit earlier. Right, double turns. I mean, the benefit, I suppose, of starting out this early is that things are going to be relatively simple. Okay, so we need two to come along. Yeah, things are going to be relatively simple just starting out because, I mean, how complicated could they get? Okay, so two needs to hit the yellow one. Oh my god. Oh, wait, no, hold on. One needs to hit the yellow one. Okay, so one goes down here. Two. What is this even going to do? I don't know. Right, makes them crash. Hold on. Let's think about this. Instead of just blindly putting stuff down, because it feels even quite unrewarding if you blindly put stuff down when you solve it. We have one following two now. Ah, that didn't go in the right direction. Oh, and now they're desynced. Wow, I kind of solved it the other way around. It's not how I meant to do it. But I like this start, because this puts him in 1 and 2, but I kind of forgot about the purple one. It's going to get hit twice like this. So maybe we start out by you... This almost is a really cool solution, actually. If only you two were switched around the order you're in, this would make a really cool solution. It's a really hard one to derive because it's one more to do with timing, I think, than anything. That's really satisfying. Right, okay, but it's not a solution. I do kind of like the concept of you hitting this first, coming back round. I wonder if we can do it such that you hit this one first. So you hit the yellow one. It will send you back up here. Then what if we do what we did before, but backwards? No, hold on, that makes them crash. What am I doing? Hold on, one is going to come along here. It's going to come up here. No, this is going to immediately make them crash, isn't it? Right, okay, so you immediately had to start going in that direction or something. One comes up here, it will hit this button. So both of those are now switched to what they were originally. You are going to come down here. You're going to hit the yellow button. Oh, but you're going to hit the reach the end, aren't you? We kind of like need you to get there faster. Again, this would be a really cool solution if 1 and 2 switch places. Okay, what's the key concept? The only way we can get to the end is by passing over the yellow switch, right? So what if we have 2 hit the purple switch and we have 1 just immediately go? Why don't we have 1 delay some time and then hit the yellow switch? Okay. I mean, this is cool, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work. By like mere fractions of a second, it is too slow. I don't even know if it is possible to get you to switch on the same thing. No, you need to... I wonder if that's why this track is here, is to make it harder to do a 1 second pit stop. We need to slow down 1 by 1 space, I think, but hold on. Like, slow this down. Switch, switch. Do we need to hit them both at the same time? Ah, we need to hit them at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So currently purple's hitting it a bit too quickly. Right, that's interesting. How many... So we start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, we're even given perfect amount to make them hit simultaneously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this is one step too slow. So I wonder if we can do a cool turnaround. Oh, that doesn't really help anyone. Actually, what if you just went backwards? Is that helpful? I don't think that's helpful. This does go 1 then 2. Well, now you're just in a loop, which is not really helpful for anyone, I think. What if you turned around? No, yellow doesn't get hit again. I just reset everything. What am I doing? Oh, it's been 20 minutes. I need to round this episode off. I didn't realise. So what, we're on 4-5. Quite a difficult one, this one. Surprisingly. Quite difficult for a base one. I think thus far. But anyway, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Railbound. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time. Bye-bye for now.